What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dr. Dude's Diner. Tonight, let's do another soup recipe. All right, this soup is served at weddings. It is so good, the Italians are like, you know what? Add it in. I'm talking about Italian wedding soup. So, without further ado, let's look at what ingredients we need and let's get started. Alright guys, here's everything that we need. You want these little tiny bits of pasta. You want either Orzo or you want the Acini di Pepe. No matter what you get, you want little small bits of pasta. If you guys have ever had couscous, it's similar to that, but it's not couscous. Orzo or Acini di Pepe. On top of that, we're going to want 1/4 cup of carrots. I'm choosing one large, one medium carrot. You want 2 large celery ribs. This one broke while I was washing it. Sorry. 1 medium-sized onion. Yellow onion is what this recipe calls for. I'm using sweet onion because that's what I have. Italian breadcrumbs. You want 1/2 cup of that. Of course, pepper, salt. You want an egg. We are going to beat that guy later. You want 6 cloves of garlic. You want to split these up. One is going to be for the soup. The other one is going to be for meatballs. We want Italian seasoning. We want fresh chopped parsley. All right, we want 1/3 cup of our parsley. Freshly shredded Parmesan Reggiano, 1/4 cup. Eight cups of chicken broth. And of course, you can't have meatballs without. We're doing 1/2 pound of ground pork, not sausage, folks, ground pork. And I have 1/2 pound of ground beef. This is going to be our meat mixture for our meatballs. And if there's anything else that I forgot about later on, I will let you guys know. Alright guys, get yourself a nice good sized bowl. It's time for our meatballs. Get your ground beef. You do want something around 85-15. If you got 80-20, that will suffice. Anything with a higher fat content than that, I would steer away from. So we want 1/2 pound of ground beef, 1/2 pound of ground pork. We need our 3 cloves of garlic. We are going to mince these guys, or in my case, run it through a press. Let's get ourselves some salt. We want 3/4 of a teaspoon. And a 1/4 teaspoon of our black pepper. One-third of a cup of our freshly chopped parsley. Make sure it's fresh, not dried, friends. Quarter cup finely grated Parmesan. We need 1 egg, and make sure you beat it before you add it in to the meat mixture. Last but not least, half a cup of our Italian breadcrumbs. And I am going to pour in an extra half cup just in case I need more. I don't want my hands to be all dirty and then I have to handle my jar, my container, and then contaminate everything. So there's our ball. All right, guys, let's make our meatballs. This is not going to be like American-sized meatballs because this will go into a soup. And so, in my opinion, you want every ingredient to fit on a spoon. So let's make these guys a little bit small. I say no larger than 3/4 of an inch. I'd say about that size, friends. That even seems a little bit large in my opinion, but it may shrink while we cook. All right, folks, it's time to make our soup. You made your meatballs. I already pre-minced the 3 cloves of garlic. We have our sofrito, Italian seasoning. We only need 2 teaspoons. Pepper, salt, and our chicken broth. And of course, last but not least, let's not forget about our pasta. We want 3/4 of a cup, but when that time comes, we will get it measured out. So, first things first, let's brown the meatballs. Let's pour in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Get it nice and hot. I am using a 5-quart pot. This is what you want. And now in batches, we're going to brown our meatballs. Alright, now that our balls are nice and browned, let's put them on a plate. And we will do the same to the rest. And yes, these things are not fully cooked. We are browning them just to make sure that they hold together when we throw them in the broth. You can run the risk and not brown them, but then they do have a chance of falling apart. Alright guys, let's set these off to the side. Let's take our sofrito, add it all in. And for those of you guys who don't know what sofrito is, that is your onion, carrot, and celery that we just chopped up to put in here. And so we are going to saute these guys on medium heat for about, between 5 to 10 minutes or until they become soft. After we have sauteed our sofrito, let's add in our Italian seasoning. We want 2 teaspoons. We are going to cook this for a minute or two, along with our garlic. And now our 3 cloves of garlic. Now we're going to cook this for about a minute. 1 minute tops, or until we smell that garlic. Alright, my friends, let's add our 8 cups of chicken broth now. Alright, our goal now, friends, is to bring this up to a boil. So let's crank that heat up. while we're waiting for our broth to come up to a boil, let's get our pasta ready. Now we only want 3/4 of a cup. All right, guys, our soup has come up to a boil. That's what we want. Now let's add in our meatballs. And so here, friends, our meatballs are going to finish cooking while we wait for our pasta to cook. Get a good rolling boil, friends, and then add a good amount of salt. I say about half a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. Now let's add our pasta. All right, guys, we have about 2 minutes left on our pasta to be cooked according to the instructions. So let's take our spinach. You want to add 4 to 5 cups to this. And then just cook it until it's wilted. It should take about 2 minutes. I'm using a fine mesh strainer just because these little pasta bits are so tiny. Let's pull her off, friends. All right, guys, you're not going to want to add your noodles into the bowl of soup, into the pot of soup, because if you do, if you don't eat the whole thing, then the noodles are going to get so soft and become mushy. So just add the amount that you want into your bowl. Now let's ladle this in, my friends. Don't forget your meatballs. Voila, friends. And hey, friends, don't forget your Parmesan cheese as a garnish. All right, you guys. Italian wedding soup. Honestly, this is my very first time making this. My friend told me about it, and she told me how wonderful it was. So, I like good food. I love Italian food, and putting it in a soup on a cold day. How can you go wrong? Huh? So, first off, let's try one of these meatballs. It looks cooked all the way through, the way it should be. Mm-hmm. Man, it's almost like a meatball in your spaghetti, but it's not. It's a little different. Well, let's try a nice big old scoop of this stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a flavor bomb. A texture bomb. The carrots, the celery, the onion. You get the pasta, that spinach, the flavor. I understand now why they serve this at weddings. I want to try everything with that meatball. Folks, if you like chicken noodle soup, this is like that, but on steroids. This this is a 15 out of 10. I thought I was going to do a taste test. Obviously, I'm going to eat this whole bowl in front of you guys. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that thumbs up. Follow me. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you know when I have a new episode. And comment down below. Have you ever had Italian wedding soup? What are some of your favorite soups? Folks, it's wintertime. And it's time to eat some good, hearty, hot meals. What are some of your favorite winter foods? Thanks, folks. Have a good night. For those of you guys who stuck around till the end, thank you very much. Let me give you a little flavor enhancement to your soup. You don't have to do this. The soup is delicious as is. However, if you have some more Worcestershire sauce, just add a glug or two. You have any hot sauce of some sort? Same thing. Add a glug or two just for a little spicy kick. And also, I don't have any with me right now, but you can also add mustard powder. And it just, the flavors combined come together and it just enhances the flavor. What is delicious now becomes irresistible.